to win?
Yeah. That's what that
Okay, we are back. We are back for Jengals. We have some technical issues this week. Our high-tech headphone combo is missing a partner, so we're going solo. But yeah, this week we wanted to do things a little different. This is the Jengals podcast. We're going to talk about the Jets and the Bengals this week, what happened this week. I'll go first here. The Jets lost. Heartbreaking. I was on the edge of my seat the whole game. I was nervous. There was big plays. There was excitement. It felt like a Super Bowl. It felt like there was there was big catches. There's big throws on the offense. I was really excited to see that. That's new. But at the same time, what started out, same problem the Jets have had, and the same problem that a lot of losing teams have, a lot of penalties. So holding, helmet to the head, pass interference, lots of stuff that really slowed them down. But even still, they could move the ball. They got some field goals. Greg the Leg, Jonas's fantasy kicker, had over 20 points this week. He had a 60-yard field goal. Anytime you have a great kicker, you're going to see it's a great thing to have, because a missed field goal, anything different times like that can really cost you. So that's great. But kicking field goals isn't going to win games, especially against a team like Minnesota, who I thought didn't play very well. I thought their defense played pretty well, but Mike White still, I don't have the numbers, but again, over 300 yards. They let them march all the way down the field, and then when the Jets got into the 10, the 5-yard line, the offensive coordinator from on high started running these dumb plays that didn't work, that had no creativity, that didn't challenge the defense in any way. And they looked confused. They looked nervous on the 5-yard line, on the 3-yard line, on the 1-yard line. They could not get that ball into the end zone. So yeah, that's why they lost. But again, so many positives to take. Defense, Jets did really well. They held Jefferson. He had a touchdown, but other than that, I don't think we're seeing his replay touchdown right now. Other than that, I don't think he didn't do too much. I thought they held him pretty well. I mean, compared to Garrett Wilson, that had over 140 yards and big plays. I think the Jets defense did what they needed to do, but as they had to do, the thought came to mind: are the Jets defense gonna drag the team to victory with the offensive coordinator kicking and screaming? That's what I felt like. I felt like the offensive coordinator is like, I can't do my job good enough to come up with anything to actually get this team in the end zone. So it was frustrating, but I'll give credit to Minnesota for, they didn't let them in the end zone. So, but yeah, defense looks good. Mike White looks incredible. Keep him in there. Keep going. The future looks bright. And as a Jets fan, kind of going into the playoffs or playoff run, I realized, because it's been so long, that I have to actually look and see the teams behind the Jets and kind of scoreboard watch. And I saw that the Patriots and the Chargers both lost, so that's great. So next week it's the Bills in Buffalo. It's going to be a tough one for the Jets next week. Now we're going to talk a little Bengals. Jonas, you didn't get to see the whole game. You got to see some of the game.
Yeah. Well, earlier you were actually talking about how missed field goals can be crucial in situations, and that reminded me of when it was 24-27. The Chiefs had a field goal opportunity, and it was just wide. You could see Mahomes on the sidelines afterwards. He was throwing his helmet, which don't do, because then if you put on that helmet again, it could cause some damage if it's not proper. But the Chiefs played their A game. There's just a few mistakes or times when the Bengals outplayed them like other teams wouldn't have, that they definitely weren't expecting. Play calling by Zach Taylor has been looking a lot better recently than it was earlier this season. Other than that, I really don't have much to talk about, but I will say that Jamar Chase is back better than ever. I think he will be doing pretty good in the next few weeks, and he will help them in the playoffs if that happens.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. I was going to say you got the full receiving core there. You don't have Mixon, but you've got Pirine, Burrow. I mean, I know we saw him running and getting messy, kind of like Josh Allen maybe a little bit, and a little bit like Mahomes does, fighting for that first down. How much of an impact do you think there was in having Chase back? Did that open things up more? How do you think Burrow felt kind of with his favorite target back?
I think even like Chase didn't have the best game ever, but with him being guarded by a lot more people, that gives Higgins and Boyd's opportunities on crucial plays to get the ball downfield when Joe Burrow really needs that. But it was pretty good. I don't know.
Sweet. So who do the Bengals play next week?
The Browns. They're 0-3 with them since Joe Burrow, I think.
Right. I heard on the radio, Burrow, who has done amazing things, has yet to beat the Cleveland Browns. So that is a big kind of a weight on his shoulder maybe to do next week to get some success there. Again, the Jets are going to be playing the Bills. So we have divisional rivalries next week. Huge playoff implications, though I think the Bengals look a little bit more set than the Jets. So I will say, we saw Watson. We saw Deshaun Watson back for the first time in 2 years, play apparently really poorly today because he's on my fantasy team. My fantasy quarterback situation is a whole other topic. It's very awful, but maybe he'll get things going this week. Could be interesting next week. You never know if is that in Cincinnati.
I think it's in Cleveland.
Cleveland. So, anyways, it's gonna be a rowdy place. The same with Buffalo. It's gonna be noisy. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be good. Let's just make sure we're still going. We are. Okay, we're going to kind of close up here a little closer to home. The weather's a little bit nicer. We've kind of been doing a lot of driving back and forth here. We had some hockey this weekend. Jonas, how'd the hockey go? Like, where'd you play? What happened?
Played an away game. It was in Sangudo, which many people will not know it exists. It went pretty well considering how poorly our team usually plays. I got a hat trick. We did better than we usually do against a decent team.
Yeah, it was good. It's a freezing cold rink. Sangudo, known for that place. One of those places in Alberta where somebody drove up to the building and ripped the side off and tried to steal the ATM machine. That's probably why they're on the map. When you drive into town, they got one liquor store, but if you miss it, there's one right next to it, so you have your choice there. Very cold rink. I was bundled up on the bench doing jumping jacks at certain points. But yeah, it was a great game. We have this goalie who let in a real soft one from the point. I don't think he saw it. And then locked it down again. Same thing he did last game, so it was great. Jonas got a bunch of goals. Another guy who loves scoring goals, got a bunch of assists he was excited about. There was a couple brothers on the bench who started fighting, and a stick was flying around, so we had to break them up, cooled them down. So there's a lot of excitement out in Sangudo this week. The other big news is we had the basketball tryouts. Jonas and Miles are going to be playing basketball. Tell us a little bit about the tryouts. We kind of went over it before, but how many guys were there? Where do you go from here?
There's about 45 to start, I think, maybe a little bit more. It got narrowed down to 12 or 14, I think. We will be playing a lot of games around the county. It's pretty good. I don't know what else to say that I haven't already said before.
Right. Well, it's exciting. I never played hockey before, so this hockey experience is very new for all of us. I did play a lot of basketball when I was little, so it's exciting to see these guys get that opportunity, and hopefully with things open up now, this kind of things happen, we can come watch, grandparents can come watch. It's kind of a fun experience. So hopefully that goes well. These guys are very active. I encourage everyone out there, stay active. And yeah, anyways, that's it from your friends here. You don't have anything else to add? Whodey, I don't know. He's going to kind of rub it in a little bit to this team one, but something we didn't point out a couple weeks ago is that my fantasy team beat his. We didn't go over that. So we are real quick. We're in a playoff battle for fantasy. Probably by next week, we'll be able to tell you if it's getting worse, we're in, we're out. There's a lot on the line there for the Gitzel Cup. But yeah, that's it for this week. We will see you next time.